The Creative African Exchange, that's CAX, has begun in Rwanda's capital, Kigali. CAX is a consolidated marketplace for the creative and cultural industry, which speaks directly to the creative economy in Africa. Africa's Export-Import Bank creates African exchange programs in collaboration with African Union, UNESCO Times, Multimedia, and other multimedia institutions and strategic partners are sponsoring this year's edition. The Creative African Exchange event, which was initiated at the IATF 2018, held in Egypt and hosted by the Egyptian government, led to 32 billion in trade deals and 1,100 exhibitors from 45 countries in attendance. Joining me via Skype now to discuss this is the Director of Operations and Strategy, CAX, Ike Ogbebile. Thank you very much, Ike, for joining us on Business Nigeria.
Thanks a lot, Tolu, for having me this afternoon. How are you doing, sir?
Finally, it started live in Kigali, Rwanda. Now tell us, a marketplace for the creative industry. What are expectations? How's the turnout been? Sure, you're getting information from there. Bring us up to speed with what's happening at the moment.
Thanks a lot, Tolu. It's buzzing. All routes are heading towards Kigali at the Interior Convention Arena, and all morning. We started this morning at about 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's been well packed, well attended. The CAX event has 4 or 5 major things we're looking towards: enabling the creative African ecosystem, digital trade and e-commerce. We're also looking at masterclasses, exhibitions, conferencing, and also creating expressions. It's very important that we do that. So what CAX would do basically is to facilitate investments in the industry, pretty much.
Now, talking about facilitating investment, I'm now looking at the African Continental Free Trade Agreement that's also on board. Now, let's see how this will also enable all of this, come on the positive side for a country like Nigeria or other African countries.
I didn't get that. The line was a little faint.
I'm talking about the relationship between promoting trade across the continent and the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. How does this work?
It works well because, see, CAX is done to facilitate the investment in the industry through trade, through industrialization. We're planning to provide critical infrastructure to support the transformation of the African African continent, which is part of what the free trade agreement is all supposed to be doing at the same time. So if you look at it, there's a lot of collaboration with what the AU is doing and what Afrexim Bank through CAX are putting together for the African continent.
The turnout, how would you rate the turnout? How has it really been?
Very high, very high. There's a lot of expectations and there's a lot of events taking place. We're looking at the big CAX module coming up next tomorrow, which is a concert at the center with our own Flavor and the Band and other artists from all over the place taking place at the Interior Center on Saturday, which is tomorrow.
Now, before I let you go, looking at the creative sector, many governments now looking away from oil are looking at that sector because a lot of money can be made from that sector. Project, what do you think we could get? What kind of deals do you see us selling at the end of this meeting?
Well, our target is to seal at least $2 billion US. Today, I know that there was an MOU signed for about $190 million. So we're very expectant. Companies like ITO, which have been in the oil and gas industry, are headlining the Creative Africa Exchange. That's to show you that they've foreseen the future of Africa. 60% of the youth on the continent are actively involved in the creative space. And so we're looking forward to make sure that we put the right platform, deal with the fragmentation that has been around for a long time, and present a consolidated marketplace where everyone in the ecosystem can benefit from CAX. So it's going to be a big one. We're very expectant.
Yeah. Very. All right. What about cooperation from government? What's the government saying about all of this initiative?
We have government officials on ground there, and the host country, Rwanda, has stepped up. Their ministers are already on ground. They took part in today's first event. So we're excited. Again, as I said to you earlier on, we're addressing funding, distribution, and production. And that's a very key area for the creative and cultural industry in Africa.
All right, then I wish you all the best. We'll keep a tap on you to know how it all plays out. Director of Operations and Strategy, CACS, Ike Ogbebili, they're live, bringing us up to speed with what's happening at Kigali, where the conference summit is going on.